Officials clashing behind the scenes on the Lance Armstrong case. Reed Albergotti, who's been following this story very closely for the Wall Street Journal, is here to bring us the latest. You think it's over, it's not over.
How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. So tell us about this. People are sort of confused. What's brewing here?
Well, as you may have seen, the big news was that federal prosecutors, the U.S. attorney in Los Angeles, actually dropped the investigation against Lance Armstrong and professional cyclists. It turns out that what they were looking into was fraud, wire fraud, things like that.
In conjunction with perhaps with use of performance-enhancing drugs?
Right, exactly. You got it. I mean, the real issue here is, did the use of performance-enhancing drugs constitute criminal fraud, defrauding of sponsors that paid money and in the contract said, you know, there were anti-doping clauses. You can't break the rules of professional cycling while we're sponsoring you.
Right.
So does that constitute criminal fraud? The U.S. attorney said we just don't, there is no case, so we dropped it. And you know, what we reported the other day is that it wasn't a unanimous decision. Assistant prosecutors who work for the U.S. attorney in L.A. actually wanted to go forward with the case. They thought they had a good case. There was a disagreement. They were overridden by their boss, actually. Andre Barat is the U.S. attorney.
Is this something that you all found out in your reporting, or have they been very public about this?
No, this is something we found out. We've talked to some people who, people familiar with the matter who explain sort of what happened behind the scenes. There's still a lot of unanswered questions. What exactly was the evidence that they had or didn't have against Lance Armstrong?
Right. Can this change anything about the way they go forward with this, or is it done?
It's pretty much legal. Technically, the case could be brought to a different jurisdiction. Right now, it's in the LA office, but it could be brought to another federal courthouse somewhere. That probably won't happen. That's just not done.
Right.
But the story's not really over, because the U.S. Anti-Doping Agency, which polices Olympic sports in the U.S., has announced that they are still going forward with an investigation into pro cycling, and that could include Lance Armstrong, likely includes Lance Armstrong, and they'll be looking into just the doping aspect. Did they dope? They don't care about the fraud. They just care about the cheating in the sports. So, those questions, I think this thing will go on for quite a while.
And so you'll have a job for a long time, Reed Albergotti. So Lance Armstrong's position on this continues to be what? What are his specific words?
I mean, Lance Armstrong has said he has not doped, he's not cheated in sports, and he's also called into question the credibility of people who have accused him of doing that. He's never been officially sanctioned in any sport for doping, so it's still something he can, argue that he didn't do.